Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to Wrestling Days Live. We are live for SummerSlam 1994. It's really exciting to be doing this show, and I really do mean that because this is one of the big shows that I loved as a kid. I absolutely loved this show. When I was young, Undertaker was everything. Ultimate Warrior wasn't really around when I was like first getting into it. I think I got into it kind of just after Warrior. I was getting into it like at the end of 92, and the Warrior had just gone at that point. So there was no Ultimate Warrior around. Hulk Hogan was sort of around, but he was also on his way out. By 94, he would be in WCW. So I kind of joined at quite a turbulent time. I joined just as like the Warrior and Hogan era was kind of coming to an end in WWE. And Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were very much on the rise. Obviously, the British Bulldog is around, but Undertaker just absolutely resonated with me as a kid. In fact, my mom says that when we went to see wrestling in the early 90s, all I kept asking for was, would we see The Undertaker? Is The Undertaker going to be there? Will we see The Undertaker? And The Undertaker was there, which was awesome. So imagine a show that's Undertaker versus Undertaker. I said the other day, it's very much like having a show that's Fiend versus Fiend. And just think about how the kids would love Fiend versus Fiend. And the adults. Some of the adults would love Fiend versus Fiend. Little old young me absolutely loved Undertaker versus Undertaker. And obviously, we're going to go through how we actually got to this match, because there could be some youngsters watching. I hope there are. That are maybe going to be watching this for the first time, maybe learning a little bit about some of the older wrestling that's on the network as well, because of course this is 26 years old now, which again is amazing considering I am 21. So yes, this is one of my favorite shows, and I'm very excited to watch it with you. NJ Shaw saying Ric Flair has left. Ric Flair has re-signed a contract. He showed the contract on Twitter, so I think it's the exact opposite. I think Ric Flair has signed with WWE. William Hensey says, shout out to the infamous Logan McMichael days. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to William Hensey as well. Hope everyone is well. Hello. £10 of podcast with their ballyhoo. That is catching on, I'm telling you. I'm getting a lot of people that are ballyhooing me at the moment. And it's all because of £10 a podcast. So shout out to £10 a podcast. Shout out to J14. Shout out to everyone that is joining us. We are going to be starting soon enough. In a few minutes, we're just going to give people an opportunity to get in and find us. And then we will be up and running. We will be watching some SummerSlam 1994. Hello to Swamp Manor. Hello to Wrestling Days fam. Rockstar says, who's your favourite wrestler? It is The Undertaker. I always say Undertaker or Shawn Michaels, but when I was young, I loved The Ultimate Warrior. But as I said, I just missed him. So there was no way that I was going to be seeing him live. So I never got to see The Ultimate Warrior actually wrestle, but I loved going back and watching his matches. So loved Warrior, loved Bulldog, because of course it blew my mind that someone from the UK was actually part of this crazy circus. So loved Bulldog. Jake the Snake. Everyone loves Jake the Snake. He had a snake, and his name was Jake. So yeah, loved Jake the Snake. But I always say Undertaker. Because of the impact he had when I was a kid, and just, the fact that he's kept that going. He's had some of the greatest matches that I've ever seen. He's been had some of the best moments I've ever seen. In fact, even tonight, we've got to talk about tonight. Tonight has got such a great moment because I'm not going to spoil anything for you because it is Undertaker versus Undertaker. But the moment where Paul Bearer actually brings Undertaker back for the main event is so OTT. It's brilliant. I seem to remember in my head one of the commentators saying, "Where's his Undertaker? It looks like Paul Bearer hasn't got an Undertaker," because Paul Bearer comes out on his own. And of course, we're going to watch that in a bit. So it's so good the way that they do it. The whole story, I loved it. I understand the match itself isn't great. It's not an all-time classic. People don't talk about it as one of the best matches ever seen. It's not a Dave Meltzer 6-star, but it's a story that makes sense. It's a story that makes sense. I can't wait. I hope my excitement is radiating through because I genuinely am looking forward to this. Coaster Maniacs says, "Hello, Days. Ballyhoo. Ballyhoo to you, Coaster Maniacs." Again, I do have to keep stressing this. This is the £10 a podcast catchphrase. I am not trying to claim this as my own. It's just, I am getting a lot of people ballyhooing me at the moment. Like Chalmers, just a few comments down saying ballyhoo. Ballyhoo. I was going to change back. Shout out to Killer Sasuke. Wow, dramatic. Do you have TikTok? I do not. No, I do not. I wish I had time to put up videos of me dancing to Shakira, Hips Don't Lie. But unfortunately, I don't. Doesn't seem like I would get the full benefit of being on TikTok. I've never seen this, so I'm excited, says JCW by Jericho RD Dosses. Shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to you. If you've never seen this show, it's a pretty solid show. In fact, I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to give you some numbers because what's more exciting than data, right? I'm going to give you some data. I'm going to give you some facts. I just watched, I always like to have some facts for you for these shows. So I just watched the What Culture video, which is like fascinating facts about SummerSlam 94. So a lot of these come from that video. So give credit where it's due. Something that I learned was that this is, or at the time of that video, the only time they've ever been to this venue tonight. They've never done another show at this building. This is the home of the Chicago Bulls. Like, how on trend is that? I don't even know how we've done this. We've been talking about The Last Dance for I don't know how long. I've been talking yesterday about the fact I'd checked out some Nike Jordan Air One shoes, sneakers, whatever you call them. Like they were mega expensive. And we've been talking about the Bulls and Jordan and Last Dance, and somehow, completely unknown, we are watching the only show they've ever done at the Chicago Bulls home. I can't even get my head around that. I don't even know how we've done that. It's completely unplanned, and just meant to be. That's what I'm putting it down to. This was meant to be. So we are at the United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago. I don't know. Apparently they share it with another team, but Michael Jordan didn't play for that other team, so I don't know who the other team is. I'm going to say Redskins in my head. Is there a Chicago Redskin? I don't know. There is now. So 23,000 people are going to be in attendance for SummerSlam 94. And we are going to get started in a minute, a couple of minutes time, and we'll get ready to rumble. So make sure you've got SummerSlam 94 lined up on your WWE networks. We are just a couple of minutes away. But let me give you some pay-per-view buy rates. Okay, so this is how many people bought the show. Okay, so in 1990, 507,000 people bought SummerSlam 1990. In 1991, 405,000. So it's going down. 92 in the UK, 280,000. This is what we keep saying, you know. Like, Triple H said this the other day, that SummerSlam 92 in the UK was not a big success. And actually, when you look at the numbers, it does kind of back that up. 1990, 500,000. 1992, 280,000. So eye-opening. But in all fairness, SummerSlam 93, 250,000. It keeps going down. So it's doing this. Yeah. So what does SummerSlam 94 do? 300,000. Just a little hello. Like do you know what it is? It's like the Nike tick. It's like the Nike swoosh. Down, 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 down. And Nike made Air Jordan. Oh, look at it. Another thing in common. Down, 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 down. So there we go. And actually, it would stay around that and get a little bit worse in the years that followed. You'd have to get to 1998 till things actually get really good. I mean, the Attitude Era comes along. SummerSlam 98, 700,000 people tune in to SummerSlam 98. So Attitude Era, just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. But this is 300,000 tonight. I remember having this pay-per-view on VHS, says Miss Clown One. Shout out to you, my friend. Days the Insiders interview is still going. People will be over soon. Yeah, I did see that. A little bit of confusion. In all fairness to the Insiders, they did ask me what time we were going to start. Because obviously they've had a bit of disruption over there. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. They had a bit of disruption, what with Jeff being taken into hospital, one of the Insiders, and thankfully is out now and resting up. So they've been able to put some of their videos up. And in all fairness to Joe, he did reach out and say, what time is your stream so we can avoid it? And I said, okay, yeah, cool. I'll be streaming 6 till about 9:30. And so he's put it up for 9:45, but I was actually talking American time. So I think we've just had cross wires a little bit. I think he thought I was talking about UK time. I was actually helping him out by giving him Eastern time. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit of confusion. So shout out to Dave in real life. I believe it's Dave in real life's interview. And such a great guy. I love Dave. So he's always like a real positive person on Twitter. He's always like saying, I really enjoyed the stream, and just a really nice guy. I mean, I don't know much more than what you've seen in the chats or the little tweets that he sent over, but he comes across like a really great person. So that's actually an interview I really, really want to make sure that I check out. So I hope you do as well. As I said, it'll be up and it'll be on the Insiders. Just cross wires. That's all. Just cross wires. Jerry Smith says, Days, as much as I like The Undertaker, Last Dance is better than Last Ride. I think they're quite comparable, to be honest. I do think that Last Dance is amazing, but I do think Last Ride is amazing as well. And it's very difficult for me as a wrestling fan to say which one's better, because Michael Jordan had such a big impact, but I'm not like massively into basketball. So it's very interesting for me to like learn about what happened at that time, but I don't really know what happened at that time, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm just kind of learning this stuff for the first time. My relationship with basketball is minimal. Let's put it that way. But I do appreciate it. If someone said, "Oh, do you want to go and see the Toronto Raptors play, or do you want to go and see the Miami Dolphins?" I'd probably go see the Raptors. I mean, that's my basketball team. So yeah, it's probably my American sport of choice. Is basketball. So I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed watching it, and I'll probably end up watching another episode tonight. I'm up to episode 7 or 8 now, so I am getting towards the end of it. And I've really loved it. But Undertaker, he's been there. He's my favorite wrestler. He's been there my whole life. Some of the stuff we've seen in that documentary has blown my mind. And I've enjoyed it as much. I don't want to say more, because Last Dance is incredible. But yeah, I've got to say they're about neck and neck for me. I really do. I've really enjoyed them both. Yeah, I finished my day-long video. I'm getting a lot of excitement for Twitter for our interview. Cool. Right, friends. Dolphins is a football team. Whatevs. Do you know what I mean? Whatevs. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. But they definitely are. What name is better, Sasuke 100k or Killer Sasuke? I think whatever makes Sasuke happy. That's my answer. Right, friends, we are about to get going. As soon as we hit 20 past, I'm going to do the little 3, 2, 1 countdown, and we're going to be ready to rumble. So make sure that you are good to go very soon, because we're going to be rocking and rolling. This is 2 hours 49. But it's a very enjoyable 2 hours 49, and we get to watch Bull Nakano. We get to see Bret versus Owen. It's got people like Razor Ramon versus Diesel, Scott Hall versus Kevin Nash. Right, I'm going to read this last comment before I do the countdown. Madupt says, Coaster Maniacs. I live in Chicago, and they don't run the United Center because of the cost of the building, and that the arena outside of downtown is smaller and easier to fill. However, they do house shows at the United Center. Very interesting. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Coaster Maniacs, I don't think I've got the alert thing set up for this one, so I'm going to just read it out, buddy. Let's read it out. Okay, so I guess I'll settle for SummerSlam, although I wanted Total Divas. I had my...
Coaster Maniacs is a legend. They donated $50 via a super chat. I guess I'll settle for SS, although I wanted Total Divas. I had my cookies already and everything. Shout out to everyone, including DJ Tazzy. Much love. Days contest winner on Saturday.
What is DJ B Tazzy the winner? Are we gonna be talking to DJ B Tazzy? Are we? Very excited about that. That's amazing. Right, okay. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, or let's get ready to SummerSlam. Okay, so are we ready? Let me get to the stop clock so I can at least get that going. Here we go. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, we are underway. Look at that old WWF look. I love this music as well. The United Center, Chicago, Illinois. Here we go, my friends. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Dig it. Better Macho Man making his way out. Pomp and Circumstance, which, oh, yeah. Look at the Macho Man there in black and gold. He's got a little bow tie on. Fun fact, this is the last Macho Man pay-per-view appearance for WWE. This is it. Last time we see him on pay-per-view. He wants to be a wrestler, and what Vince doesn't. Vince thinks his career is done. There's Davey Boy in the crowd. Yeah, they think his career's done. So he just has him as a host. But you only actually see him a couple of times in this show. Davey Boy's in the crowd, of course, because we've got Owen and Bret later in that cage match. One of the most iconic matches in the history of WWE. Here we go. Vince McMahon on commentary. Vince McMahon with Jerry the King Lawler, Macho Man in the ring. Coast Maniac says, just in a video chat with DJ Beat Tazzy, the winner is announced on Saturday. Oh, very cool. They're all in the dark. It's taken them a while to put the lights on, hasn't it? You've got Vince McMahon just talking in the dark. It's probably the best way to see Vince. Oh, yeah, they're talking about what took place last night. There's new tag champs. They actually change the tag champs the day before SummerSlam. Diesel and Shawn Michaels win the championship from the Head Shrinkers the night before. You would think that they would save that for SummerSlam, wouldn't you? I think it was a house show. It's pretty, in all fairness, that's pretty exciting. Like, that should be a thing. You know, titles should change at house shows and things like that. Because in the real world, that's what would happen, isn't it? Titles would change around. So as weird as it is, I kind of like it a little bit as well. So I believe this was going to be a tag title match originally, because this is Head Shrinkers versus Bam Bam Bigelow and IRS. And Head Shrinkers lost the titles the night before. So this was going to be for the tag titles, and now all of a sudden it isn't. Amazing. Rocco, shout out to you. Down. Head Shrinkers versus IRS. And bam. Boom. Bray Wyatt's dad. Not Bam Bam. Well, who knows? Money. There we go. We're good. We're getting ready to go with our first match of the evening. Anyone that's just joining us, you can see that we're 4 minutes, nearly 5 minutes in. So far, we've had Macho Man come down. Captain Lou? I don't remember that Captain Lou was a manager for the Head Shrinkers. Look at that head. Look at the headdresses. They're cool. They look cool. Obviously, one of those guys would go on to become Rikishi. Captain Lou Albano, an absolute legend. I honestly, if someone had said to me, did Captain Lou Albano manage the Head Shrinkers? And I don't know why anyone would say that.
William Hensey is a legend.
But I would have said
no. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Days, what if I was the winner? Could we talk about anything? Thoughtful face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Smiley face, smiley face. Yeah? I'll talk about whatever. It doesn't bother me. I mean, obviously, it's on Coaster Maniac's channel. I mean, look, as long as it's, I think, within the rules of acceptability. But don't bother me. I'll talk about whatever wants to be spoken about. Okay, right. They're taking off those headpieces. Talking of headpieces, look at the tattoos on the head of Bam Bam. Look at those lovely sarongs. Can we just get a round of applause, please? I don't know how many times I've said it. There is not enough sarongs in wrestling. Some wonderful sarong. We are actually starting SummerSlam with some sarongs. And what says summer like a sarong? There's nothing wrong with what they were just wearing. Days, I want to be on a stream tomorrow. Oh, I won't be on the stream tomorrow. No worries, dude. Okay, we're going to be starting off Bam Bam in the ring. It's a bit of a weird one, this. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of a weird match. Like, they've kind of sacrificed this match by changing the titles the night before. The Head Shrinkers were the champs, I believe, and they dropped the titles to Diesel and Shawn. But now it kind of means this match now doesn't have much of a purpose. It's kind of lost its big purpose. So, should be all right. Should be an all right match. Can't imagine it's going to stick around for too long. Oh, he tried to pick up Bam Bam, but Bam Bam falls on top of him. Again, referee, this isn't, 26 years ago? Look at the ref. Shirt, bow tie. There's not enough sarongs in wrestling. There's not enough bow ties in wrestling either. The fashion in wrestling is all over the place at the moment. But I'm loving the look of that referee. Love the red, white, and blue ring ropes as well. That's bringing back some nostalgia. It's a big-looking building, this. 26,000 is serious. I don't even think the O2 in London holds 20. I think that's about 20,000. It's 26,000. It's a serious building, that. 94, so would Jordan have been playing at this time? Jordan would have been playing. Or he might be baseballing, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when he did that. William Hensey says, animal boobs on roller coasters if I win days. Amazing. That's a conversation I want. IRS. Popper Wyatt. Getting slammed around. $1 Million Man on the outside. No green shirt guy in the front row. Just old school railings around the ring. Oh, big crossbody. IRS moving out of the way. IRS going against the ropes. Oh, straight over the top. That was cool. That was great. IRS. Like throwing himself. And the head shrinker just ducked out the way. I don't know if it was Fatu or Samu, but he moved out the way. IRS straight over the top. He basically just threw himself out of the ring. Think about that. No one there to break his fall. It's that not like a suicide dive where you're actually landing on someone and they can break your fall. He just like he just cross-bodied himself straight out the ring. Bam Bam Bigelow pulling the ropes down. We got a head shrinker on the outside. This is exactly what I was hoping this match would be. Just some, do you know what I mean? Some big moments. But you don't want it slow and headlocks and rest holds and all of that. You want it to have a bit of action to it. The first match should set the pace. They're actually doing a decent job here. Can't get him in. He was trying to get the head shrinker in. He ended up giving him a wedgie. Shout out to Wrestling Days fans. Shout out to Sonny Wolf. Dave in real life. Shout out to you, buddy. I was singing your praises just as the stream was starting, saying that I will be going over and checking out that interview. Oh, these two big men just colliding into each other. If you are just joining us, you're not missing much. All you've missed is Macho Man. This is our first match. Madup says 94 was the year that Jordan played baseball. Oh. Fun fact, this was the first ever event in the United Center. Well, I didn't know that. I did know that it had opened. The United Center had opened 11 days before. Like, it is as new gets. So, this is their only time at the United Center, the home of the Chicago Bulls, and it had been open 11 days. But I did not know this was the first event that they'd done. That's really cool info. Right, IRS, Papa Wyatt getting slammed down. Samu, flying headbutt off the top. 2, Bam Bam in, making the save. There we go. Bam Bam thrown to the outside. Head Shrinkers are going to look to work together here. Maybe try and put the match away. They're working together on IRS. Double snapmare. No. Bang. Face forward. And here we go. Big man going up top, but Bam Bam's getting up to his feet. Gonna look to do a big splash off the top. Oh, connects. But $1 Million Man doing some distracting. Old school SummerSlam on the apron. Bam Bam dragging the one out the ring, trying to interfere in the match. Captain Lou trying to distract. There's a lot of moving parts. Captain Lou's down. Captain Lou's gone down. Oh, is that Alpha? How cool is this? That's one of the wild Samoans, you know. The great Samoan tag team. Is Alpha Roman Reigns' dad? Which one is Roman Reigns' dad? I need to have a look. I'm going to look. WWE. No, that's his nephew. So that's Roman Reigns' uncle. That's Roman Reigns' uncle in the ring. Right, so the match has ended anyway. It's ended in a DQ, but they're fighting all the way. Look at this brawl. IRS really throwing some big right hands. So Roman's dad must be Seeker. I don't even know where they are because that's not the entranceway, but they've just brawled all the way to the back. DJ B Tazzy says, hey Days, how are you? Hey everyone. I remember watching this back in the day. It makes me feel old. Also, Days, big announcement tomorrow. Stay tuned. Where am I staying tuned to, dude? Oh, look at this.
DJ Tazzy is a legend. They donated $10 via
Leslie,
Super Chat. Hey Days, how are you? Hey everybody, remember watching this back in the day. This making feel old. LOL. Also Days. Big announcement tomorrow. Stay tuned.
So they're trying to figure out where the Undertaker is. So this is Leslie Nielsen from like the Naked Gun films, which I loved as well. So I don't know if you've ever seen them. I've definitely got. In fact, they're right there. They're right there. I can actually grab them. The Naked Gun films, which are absolute classic films, absolute classics. These some of the funniest movies. I really, really do enjoy these films. They made 3. Leslie Nielsen. As a police officer that bumbles around and makes loads of mistakes. There was a TV show as well, which I think was called Police Squad or something like that. I've got that DVD somewhere as well. Man, do you know what? I really could watch these again. I absolutely love them. Is it ball time? One of my all-time favorites. One of my all-time favorites. Bull Nakano. Love Bull. Love Bull Nakano. So, yeah, Leslie Nielsen, he's trying to find the Undertaker. He's trying to get to the bottom of the mystery. Is the Undertaker coming? Look at that. just look at that attire. The music as well is really cool. She's come down with Luna Vachon. Look at this. It's like Marge Simpson in the ring. She's bad, man. She is so good. There's such a great documentary about Japanese women's wrestling in the early 90s. It's called Gaia? Something along those lines. I'll try and find a link and put it on Twitter. But, it's so... You've got to be a hardcore wrestling fan to watch it because it's all in Japanese. And it does have English subtitles. But, it's all about women training to be wrestlers in Japan in the early 90s. It's very niche, but I lapped it up like a dog in a desert. But yeah, look at this. You got Alundra Blaze coming down with that old school WWF Women's Championship. I think I'd like a replica of that, you know. I don't think they've ever made a replica of that, but I think I would like a replica of that because I love this feud. Brandy, shout out to you. Brandy Smith says, send in my best wishes and love to Jeff and the entire Insiders family. Shout out to you, Brandy. Hope you are well, my friend. I am well because we have got Bull Nakano versus Alundra Blaze. And look, championship match. So a couple of the girls just handing out some flowers. Alundra holding the flowers in the air, Bull Nakano, putting them in the corner, but Luna Vachon grabs them, hurls them at Alundra. Vince found that funny. Vince had a little giggle. Well, now Alundra's got two. Lots of flowers, hasn't she? So who's laughing now? Alundra. Well, Vince is laughing. I'm laughing as well. Everyone's laughing. Look at the excitement. Oh, man, this is going to be so good. I've seen this match quite a few times. Such a shame because, like, these two women don't stick around for too long after this. They do feud throughout the rest of the year, and actually Bull does get the title. I'm not going to say when, but she does get the title. Bull Nakano is a former WWE Women's Champion. Alundra Blaze is the champ here, but a nice drop kick by Alundra. Very quick back against the ropes, looking for another one. Bull just steps out of the way. And Bull driving Alundra Blaze back, grabbing her by the hair, and look at how she threw her. Look how vicious that was. Just chucked her across the ring by her hair. Bull Nakano gesturing to the crowd, and again going for it one more time. The spin that she puts on that, David Beckham would be proud. The way that she has Alundra Blaze spinning in the air. I'm surprised she doesn't take off like a Alundra Blaze copter. Big stomp to the back by Bull Nakano. Straight to the midsection. No, shaking her head. Luna Vachon watching on the outside. Scream from Bull and a massive clothesline against the ropes. Ugh. What I love is how everything really means something. She didn't just drop the leg, you know. She slammed that leg down. Do you know what I mean? Everything is so hard hitting. You've already seen the clothesline that she delivered. You've already seen her throw Alundra by her hair twice. Then look at how vicious that leg drop was as well. Everything is delivered with, absolute power. Everything is delivered with an exclamation point. Leg drop, clothesline. Even now with this Blaze getting over to the ropes, getting her foot on the bottom rope. She had a headlock on, and now look at this. She's got her head wrapped around that top rope, and she was pulling back on the hair. But yeah, Bull Nakano really... face first goes Alundra Blaze. Alundra Blaze is getting battered. Big USA chant. Here we go. Against the ropes. Bull Nakano picks up, looking for a power bomb, but head scissor takedown by Alundra Blaze. Ooh, just gets a 2. Look at how great women's wrestling was. Just imagine if they could have built a division with these two in that division. Oh, goes through another round kick, but Bull Nakano picks up Alundra Blaze, grabbed her by the throat, slams her down hard. And Nakano just looking out to the crowd. Puts the her shin over the throat of Alundra Blaze. Here we go, turning her over. Nice. That is lovely. That is a lovely, lovely Boston Crab. And I love the way she's got it as well. She's got it. She doesn't have a leg under each arm. She's got it. She's got both legs. It's a more unorthodox way of seeing that move. Normally, you see a leg under each arm and they do it that way. She's got them both under the one side. You can see the pain on the face of Alundra. I mean, that's a weight. Bull Nakano is a weight. She's got some weight to her here. So think of what Alundra Blaze is having to do right now. Oh! Back elbow by Alundra. Desperately trying to get to that bottom rope. Bull Nakano. Oh, she does get there. Man. Again, big strike across the back. This has just been a destruction of Alundra Blaze. That's what we've been watching. Look at this. Ah, this is wrestling. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Amazing. I don't even know what that move is. It's like she goes for a sharpshooter, but rather than sitting back, she actually turns the other way around and picks up Alundra Blaze. Now Luna Vachon getting involved. Alundra Blaze rolling up Bull. Managing to kick out, grabbing the arm, an arm bar in 1994. Look at this arm bar. And she's managing to just get the shoulder up. Oh, Alundra desperately trying to get the pin on Bull. Bull now to a kneeling position. Shoulder up by Alundra. Referee having to have a good look, though. Luna Vachon shouting on the outside. Against the ropes goes Alundra Blaze. Nice! Sling blade by Alundra. And another one. And again, look at the force. One more. Grabbing the hair of Bull Nakano. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Such a good match. Such a good match. Love these two. No one ever say to me that women's wrestling started with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks and Bayley. Not when we were getting stuff like this in 94. Oh, big back body drop by Bull Nakano. Here we go. Scoop slam. Just literally falls down on top. Bull Nakano, but Alundra bridging out, goes for a clothesline. Bull with a big clothesline, though. Alundra down into the corner. Lovely. Over the top. Double underhook. Backslide. No, she didn't get her. Against ropes goes Alundra again. Up. Heading. Oh! Power bomb! Power bomb by Bull! Kick out by Alundra! Another scoop Sam by Bull Nakano. Here we go. Bull going up top. Big smile on her face. 240-pound Bull Nakano up top. Oh, leg drop from the top. Alondra moves out the way. German into a bridge. Look at the crowd. USA, 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 USA. Telling you, the women's division they could have built. Luna Vachon, Sensational Sherry, Alondra Blaze, Bull Nakano, Bertha Faye. I'm sure they could have gone and got Aja Kong. Imagine if they'd gone and got Manami Toyota. Too good. Too good. Do you know what? A real lost classic that people don't talk about that match enough. I mean, what more could they have done there? It was non-stop. They were given about, I don't even know how long that was. 10 minutes? I don't even think it was 10 minutes. But there was no stopping or messing around or anything like this. Some hard-hitting stuff. Great end. It's just a great match. Presto Changeo. We got Shawn Michaels, Diesel, talking to Todd Pettingale backstage. Diesel and Shawn are the new tag champs. They've been tag champs for exactly 1 day. Fun fact, Bull Nakano was the first Japanese-born star to ever compete for a WWE Championship at a pay-per-view. So, well done to her. So, Diesel is a tag champ with Shawn, but is IC champ as well. And he's going to have to defend that IC championship against the bad guy, Reza Ramon. That was a good match, says Jerry Smith. Yes. But Spark says 2 dudes with attitudes. Well, I would argue 3 because Todd Pettingale's there and no one can match his swag. I love this version of Shawn. Heartbreak Hotel. Howard Finkel. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is it? What is it, Fink? Okay, it's that match now. It's that match now. Diesel. Big Daddy Cool versus Razor Ramon. Here we go. So, Diesel making his way. Of course, we would know that Diesel would go on to bigger and better things than just the IC title and the tag titles. We were watching In Your House from 95 the other day, and Diesel was WWE champion by that point. I do like that as well, how Diesel comes out. This is Diesel's match. It's Diesel's music. Diesel coming down, and Shawn just runs in front of him. Yeah! Just trying to get that spotlight. This early Diesel music as well is literally just like a truck beeping, isn't it? Its horn. I think there's a bit of rumbling in the background. And then every, 20 seconds, it's just a horn. Nothing's as good as the next one, though. Love this entrance from Razor. This is one of my favourite versions of Shawn. Yeah, amazing. Which version of Kevin Nash and Scott Hall do you prefer? Well, I was never massively into... Well, I wasn't into WCW. So, for me, nothing's better than Razor. I love Razor. But I think Kevin Nash was probably better when he was Kevin Nash. I was never a Diesel fan. But say hello to the bad guy. Dripping with machismo. I don't know who's with him. I think it's some kind of football player. I remember that shirt, though. That was quite a famous t-shirt at the time. You could get from the magazine. If you bought WWE magazine, they always had a little catalogue inside of, like, things that you could send away for. And I remember that shirt. It was ugly. Even as a kid, I thought it was ugly. I think it's ugly now. I thought it was ugly then. Sweetness. Who is that? Who's that? That man's called Sweetness. Razor Ramon and Sweetness. Say hello to Sweetness. This is Sweetness. Let me introduce. Say hello to Sweetness. Well, Sweetness is here. Sweetness, Ramon. Butterspark says, I owned that Shawn Michaels cap. What? This Shawn Michaels cap. Yeah! Do you know what? I had Shawn Michaels earrings as well. Shawn Michaels, but I don't know where they've gone. I think I might have the Shawn. I don't think I got the Michael. Is it in the mug? I got a few things in these mugs. Someone says to me it might be in this mug. I didn't know I had these things. What's in here? Well, I mean, look at this. I've got a little doll of Sunny, right? So we've got a Sunny doll, which, I mean, thankfully she's got some clothes on. And I think I genuinely got this from one of the shows I went to when I was young. I think this is an absolutely authentic early 90s. It's got no marks on it. But I think that's an authentic early 90s Bret Hart pendant that I got from one of the house shows. So just imagine me as a kid sitting in the crowd, like with this on and that on. And my Shawn Michaels, yeah? Woo! That's what I'm saying, man. This is so up my street. This is so, look at the top as well. It's like a zebra's attacked me. See? I don't even know why I'm doing that. Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man. Even I'm getting those vibes. Right, well, here we go. Guys, can we just be serious for a moment? Let's be serious. Oh, I'll show you my hair as well. Look at this. That's why we wear the hat. Right. Razor looking very shiny. Very shiny. Borderline metallic. Shawn on the outside saying, don't worry about it. Actually, I think that hat's a little different to my hat. Where's Sweetness? Who is Sweetness? Who is this Sweetness that they keep talking about? Right, Diesel stepping over the top. So how cool is this? Kevin Nash versus Scott Hall. Elbow to the back of the head. I mean, honestly, watching this, no one could have known the impact that these two were going to have on wrestling. There was no way of knowing. There's no way that anyone could have known what not even that long. not long after this, you know, few years, couple of years, the impact that they would have when they go to WCW as the outsiders, and then they recruit a third member that turns out to be Hulk Hogan, and then that's the beginning of the NWO. Too sweet. Well, before all of that, here we are at SummerSlam 94. Enjoying them competing against each other. Sweetness, Walter Payton. Wow, there we go. Shout out to Walter. He doesn't look like a Walter. He doesn't look like he makes meth in a desert. There we go. Look, he's got big boot right on the chin of the bad guy. And Sean is pulling on Razor's hair on the outside. Big right hand by Razor. And another one. Against the ropes goes Diesel. And face first goes Razor Ramon. Sonny Wolf, shout out to you. Days with hair. I do have hair. Yes, I do have hair. Your hair looks great. Thank you, my friend. I'm hoping to be a hair model as soon as we get past this whole COVID thing. Here we go. Look, sleeper hold, middle of the ring by Diesel on Razor. Don't forget, this is for the Intercontinental Championship. And I've said it so many times, it's just great to see a crowd. It's just great to see a crowd. Here we go. Razor. Bang. Slamming down Diesel. Back body drop. Diesel down. Razor down. Sean on the outside. He's still saying some words to Diesel, some words of encouragement. Razor gets thrown over the top. Sean moves out the way. Sweetness has gone round to check on... oh, that's sweet. That's sweet of him. And Sean, look, going right over to the corner. Undoing the turnbuckle pad, and the that's now exposed. So there we go. That corner now has got an exposed turnbuckle. And Sean saying some words to Sweetness. Crowd are really into this. Razor up on his feet. I don't know, who does Sweetness play for? I don't know. This is the network. No, this is on the network. This is on the WWE network. We're still quite near the beginning. I mean, this show runs for 2 hours, 2 hours 42. We've still got 2 hours to go. We've still not had Undertaker. We've still not had Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Here we go, they're counting. Razor on the outside. Sweetness trying to encourage Razor back into the ring. And Razor has managed to get back into the ring at the frustration of Diesel. Here we go. Razor back in the corner. Big back elbow by Diesel. That was quite hard. That was hard hitting. Love the old school SummerSlam banners that are being suspended on the ceiling. They look cool. I don't know if they fit in with the theme, though. Because I'm pretty sure that the SummerSlam logo for this SummerSlam... Oh, well, it does match what's on the side of the ring, in all fairness. But I did notice that it was just slightly different. Well, there it is. Look, you can see the logo on screen. Oh, shoulder up. It's got a slightly different, like, color scheme. It's a slightly different logo. But they're still seemingly using the old logos in the arena. Diesel has got Razor up on his shoulders. Snake Eyes into the corner. Razor goes down. So Diesel well in control. I think they've got the new logo above the entranceway. This is something I've never noticed before. They seem to have the old ring apron and the old SummerSlam banners. But I think they've got a different logo above the entranceway. Surely that's illegal to mix logos. Everyone knows you can't mix logos. Diesel against the ropes, looking to drop an elbow across the back of Razor. Going for a pin, but Razor getting the shoulder up. I gotta say, I think this match is a real come down following that women's match. I think that women's match was so good. So impressive. The pace of this one is really slow now. Crowd, though, desperately trying to get behind Razor, who's starting to get back into this match. Strikes to the midsection, duck underneath. Oh, he just ran into a big boot and Razor goes down again. And Diesel going for a pin. But foot on the rope. Foot on the rope means it's only a 2. Is the ref Earl or Dave? I think it's Earl Hebner. I'm definitely getting Earl vibes. It's the SummerSlam 93 logo. The plot thickens. That's how great this match has been. I'm now noticing and having conversations about the logos. There's an abdominal stretch by Diesel. Razor in a great deal of pain. Diesel using the ropes for extra leverage. I love it. The ref said, "Are you sure you're not holding on to? Are you sure? Let me show you what I mean. Are you doing this, are you? Are you holding this top rope?" No. Then there he goes. Look, he's holding on to it again. It's like pantomime, isn't it? It is like pantomime. So all the kids going, "Ah! Ref is doing..." I don't think you have pantomime in America. You are missing out. Nice reversal by Razor. Middle of the ring. He puts the stretch on Diesel now. But Diesel flips Razor over, slams him down. Waleed says, "I like the old WWF logo. It's classy." Yeah, it is great. The WWF like block logo is iconic. Nice. It's got him up looking for another Snake Eyes, but it's Diesel that goes into that exposed. I forgot it was exposed. Exposed turnbuckle. Oh, just get to 2. Razor with a 2. Diesel was about to do Snake Eyes to Razor, but on the exposed turnbuckle. Knee to the head by Razor. Diesel is stunned. Big right hand by Razor. Blocks the right hand that comes back. Fires another right in. Does it again. Whoa! Man, can you hear those strikes? Here we go. Diesel going into the corner. Razor going after him, but he slides out the ring. Grabs Diesel's legs. Drags him back. Oh! Tell you what. Diesel's gas pump just went right into that ring post. Razor up top for a bulldog. Off the top to Diesel. 2. No! Shoulder up. Match is getting good now. Match is getting good now. This is still for the IC title. Scoop slam. 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up again. Shawn Michaels. Oh, Shawn climbed up the ring. Was on the ropes. Razor hit him. He went flying off. Smacked into the railings and went flying off them as well. Shawn Michaels bumping all over the ringside area. So Shawn Michaels is down on the outside. Diesel now with a back elbow, trying to regain control of this match again. You've got to love how Shawn Michaels sells. Shawn Michaels selling then was a real treat. I wish someone would sell that way these days. Like, really overly dramatic. It's what Ric Flair used to do. Ric Flair used to do OTT selling. Shawn on the outside, back to his feet. Razor calling for the Razor's Edge. There's no way he's getting the Razor's Edge on Diesel. Shawn up again. Distracting Razor. Diesel from behind. Throws Razor into the ropes. Collides with a big shoulder tackle. Both guys are down and Shawn is just running around the ringside area. He's grabbed the IC title. Sweetness has grabbed it as well. Shawn and Sweetness tug a war with the IC title. And Sweetness wins. Well done, Sweetness. Oh, no. But now Shawn with a super kick to Diesel. Ah, Shawn tried to super kick Razor. Oh, so Diesel down. Razor down. It's got a good end, this match. Sweetness is chasing after Shawn. The crowd are desperate for the ref to get back in and count this. Look, they're just running around the ring. Look, Shawn's desperate. I do love that. Shawn trying to stop Razor. Sweetness drags him out the ring. And there's the 3. But as he's dragging Shawn out, he's like swimming. Reverse swimming. A lot of fun parts in that. I got to say, the first part of that I thought was quite slow. And really struggled following the Bull Nakano Alondra Blaze match. But Shawn Michaels really makes that match. Shawn Michaels shows how great he is in that match, and he's not even in the match. Oh, Diesel. Diesel is upset with Shawn. Shawn's selling, and like it's just little bits where he gets involved. The super kick. Diesel is upset with Shawn. And there we go. The bad guy has won the IC title at SummerSlam 94. Sweetness is Walter Payton. He played for the Chicago Bears and is one of the greatest running backs ever. Well, there we go. Dropping some knowledge. Well, do you know what? He did all right there. He did all right. Sometimes you get these like celebrity involvements, and it's a bit. But he was cool. This might be the only other time we see Macho Man. We're just looking at Macho at the moment. He's in the crowd. Macho Man just congratulating Razor. Okay, so what have we got now? Walter Payton's son. Yeah, there was a second person in, but I don't know who these people are. Sweetness Jr., that's what we just had. Sweetness Light. Baby Sweetness. Reza Ramon. Right, we're still working our way towards Undertaker versus Underfaker. Is it Leslie Nielsen? Toddster. Yeah, Chico. Okay, so who is with Todd Pettingale? Lex Lugar and Tatanka. Yes! Hotline opinion poll. Has Lex Lugar sold out to the $1 Million Man? It's that was the question they asked the WWE Universe. 54% say yes. So Tatanka is saying to Lex Lugar, you've sold out. $1 Million Man has bought your services. The $1 Million Man owns you now. And you're not being honest about it. Has he sold out? I've got a feeling we're going to find out tonight. I really do think that. Tatanka says, look, I found you in the $1 Million Man's dressing room. There's a shot of Raw and look at that, Crush. No longer with us, Crush. $1 Million Man going into your room with a bag full of money. You sold out, Lex. How many times has he said sold out? I wish we'd been counting. Lex Lugar saying he hasn't sold out. Such drama. This is we're basically watching the 1994 Total Divas. That's what this is. You sold out. I have not sold out. Yeah, you have. We saw him going into your changing room with a bag full of money. Girlfriend, I did not sell out. I don't care what you say. Ain't gonna stop me now. Oh, I'm loving this. Well, there we go. We're getting that Total Divas match next. Yay! Dun 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 boom boom dun 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 dun. Yay! I don't know how many hours I've spent when I was younger doing that, running around my house. Doing the little dance he's doing right now as he runs around. Oh, chop to you, chop to you. What do you want? Chop to you. Okay, here's your homework. Chop to you. Dinner's ready. Chop to you. Oh, yay! Dun, 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 dun. There's not enough good things that you can join in with, is there, these days? Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, you used to have the woo. You used to have the ho for Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You know? You used to have the dun 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 dun. But isn't that, what have we got these days? I can't think of anything that we do these days. Get depressed. That's what we do these days. Cry. That's what we do these days. Dun 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 dun. Lex Lugar. Well, people are still cheering him, but I don't know, guys. Has he sold out? The crowd, you know, they're cheering him. He's coming down. He's got the red, white, and blue. Yeah, but has he sold? I'm still doing it. I didn't even know I was doing it. Yeah. Has he sold out? That's the question. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. I thought for sure Lex had sold out, says Sean. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? That is a great Bobby Heenan line. We can say New Day rocks and sing Bobby Roode's theme music. Oh, when was the last time we saw Bobby Roode? We can do New Day, yes, I suppose. We can sing along or shout along to the like the intro to the New Day. New Day rocks. You can do that. They're trying to get the hey, hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison thing going, aren't they? I'm sorry. But that pales into insignificance compared to the old it's just a bit wordy. Do you know what I mean? Hey, hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison. See, before I even get to the end, I'm bored. Yeah, simple. We need the old, do you know what I mean? We've got the old yes, but that is so like 6 years ago. You sold out. You sold out. You sold out, Lex. All these people, you've let them all down. You have sold out for all of these. Unbelievable. Moda says, Days, see what Total Divas has done to you? It's made me a better person. Sold out. I honestly wish I had a sold out counter. I would love to know how many times he said that. It's the last thing I'm going to hear when I close my eyes tonight. When I'm lying in bed like this, I'm just going to hear Tatanka going, you sold out! You sold out! Leave me alone, Tatanka! I'm trying to sleep! Well, I tell you what, the clock's wrong. I can tell you that much for free. There we go. So, wow, we're nearly an hour in. Nearly an hour in. I think it's been a pretty good show. I thought the end of Razor and Diesel was very good. Alondra Blaze Bull Nakano is match of the night. First match was all right. It's all right. Now we need to know. We need to find out, don't we? Gravy and Spike. Clothesline by Lex Lugar. These two are good friends, you know. These two are good friends. But something's not sitting right with Tatanka. We've got Keith Lee's Bask in His Glory. We do have Keith Lee's Bask in His Glory, and I don't know why, but I don't know. I don't feel like I've sung it in a little while. I didn't sing it yesterday. They need to get him. They need to get him up onto Raw or SmackDown. I tell you, yesterday's stream really showed just how much more fun I have on Raw and SmackDown streams. Wednesday nights are my least favourite streams. I mean, I enjoy watching the shows, but I have so much more fun on a Monday, Tuesday, Friday. And a Thursday now. So much more fun. Little small package by Lexi Baby. They're trading blows back and forth. Big right hands coming in by Lex Luger, driving Tatanka back. Hurls him into the corner. Thankfully, that turnbuckle pad has been reapplied. Hip toss by Lex. He's a little perplexed. That's what he is. Adam Cole, baby. That's true. Well, look, I don't know if you're seeing a theme, but I'm certainly seeing a theme. That a lot of all the things that we can join in with are in NXT. Keith Lee, Adam Cole. I mean, that's it. Those are the two examples, but big chop by Tatanka. There we go, yeah. Big strikes to the head as well. Lex going against the ropes. Picked up. Slammed down. Tatanka going for the pin. 2. I tell you what, these refs are quick. Have you seen how quick that count was? 1, 2. Has this guy got to be somewhere? Has this ref got to go somewhere? He's like, oh, I've got that hair appointment. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Oh. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, my God. Who is this guy? 1, 2. Here we go. Oh, nasty suplex. Crazy arc on that. Just like Noah, he had a crazy arc. Up top goes Tatanka. And boom! Big chop from the top to... I love this ref. This ref is a goat. Bang. Here we go. Tatanka. Going up. Perched. And, comes crashing down, but Lex moves out the way. That ref as well, I think, has got a wonderful mullet. This ref has got everything. He's got fast hands, sexy mullet. It's everything I look for in a person. What? Here we go. Tatanka's down. Oh, no. Here comes $1 Million Man. Lex has sold out. I knew it. He has sold out. He's coming down with money. How can you do this to us, Lex? All of us in America, we believed in you. USA. Look, here's the $1 Million Man. Laughing his head off. He's got all this money. Tatanka from behind rolls up Lex. And he gets the 3. Tatanka wins. Yay! Well, I'm just glad that sellout Lex Lugar did not win that match. Lex Lugar's like, you just rolled me up whilst I was talking to Lex. Ted DiBiase steps into the ring with that bag of money. He's throwing money around. He's chucked some on the floor. And he's gonna give that bag to Lex, isn't he? Lex Luger saying to $1 Million Man, why? Why have you got into the ring? Kicks the bag away. And now Tatanka. What? Why is Tatanka attacking Lex, guys? Clothesline by Tatanka. What's going on? Bang! Slams Lex Luger down. Tatanka stomping away and kicking away at Lex. Big strike. And another one. Hold on, a twist. A twist. You don't think. You're not saying. You're not suggesting. No. Not Tatanka. $1 Million Man saying give him another one. Stomp on him again. I'm putting the pieces together here, guys. Oh, my God, they're hugging. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It wasn't Lex at all. It was Tatanka. Tatanka was the one that sold out. The boos are raining down. You can shower in them. There's that many boos. You can have a wash. Tatanka sells out. Look at this, stomping away. In all fairness, I do remember seeing this, and it was a great twist. I didn't see it coming. Tatanka. Big chop to Lex. Lex just getting battered. Pat Patterson at ringside in a nice suit. First ever Intercontinental champion. Lex draped over the ropes. Oh, I can't believe it. What a shock. What a shock. The ref is Mike Chioda. We fooled you, says Tatanka. And the whole stinking country. Yeah. $1 Million Man says, give him a little more. Gotta give him a little more. Tatanka goes right back in. The referees are like, oh no! And he's right back. Oh, can't believe it. Heartbreaking. I was just a little Native American in Starbridge, looking up to my hero Tatanka, yee-yee-yeeing everywhere, tomahawk chopping everyone, and he sold out. He turned on me. What's the main event? Undertaker versus Undertaker. Undertaker versus Undertaker. Imagine one Undertaker and then add another one. That's the main event. But before that, we've got Bret Hart versus Owen Hart in a steel cage match. Honestly, I think the entrances for Undertaker takes about 10 minutes. I mean, you know how slow Undertaker comes to the ring. Well, times that by 2. And add some extra, because Paul Bearer comes out on his own at first. Do you know what? Right, they say that's disrespectful, stuffing the money in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like, they've just got beaten and he shoves money in his mouth. I think it's brilliant. If I got beaten up and then when I came round, I had, like, money in my mouth that I didn't have before, I'd be over the moon. I would be absolutely over the moon. But, like, do you know what? It's probably worth it. It's probably worth it. Here we go. Tatanka, $1 Million Man embrace. Lex Lugar down in the ring. Luger, if you are just joining us, big breaking news from 26 years ago. Lex Lugar did not sell out. It was Tatanka. It was the Native American. That was $100 bill. They put $100 bill in his mouth. Tatanka, if you're watching, if you want to beat me up and put $100 bill in my mouth. Well, it sounds kinky, doesn't it? But I'm just saying, I'm up for it. Call me. It is like that is a different logo. There's Gorilla Monsoon. The gorilla. That's why the gorilla position is called the gorilla position, because of that, man. Gorilla Monsoon. One of the best. One of the greats. I love Gorilla. Tatanka, you are a disgrace. Look, and he's on the superstar hotline. He's talking in a microphone. He's talking on the phone. Back to you, Vince. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. Right, we know what that music is. Double J. Double R. E double T. Jeff Jarrett. Bum, 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 bum. Jeff Jarrett versus Mabel. Now, this was meant to be Jeff Jarrett versus Doink, and I don't know what happened, but it got changed to Mabel because Jeff Jarrett and Doink had been in a feud, And then for some reason, we get to SummerSlam, and it's Jeff Jarrett versus Mabel. But it's worth knowing as well, when we get to the main event, people don't believe that Paul Bearer has got an Undertaker. So, you know, the story is that the Undertaker went away at Royal Rumble. He lost to Yokozuna and he was gone. He had some back problems that he needed to get sorted. He needed to get a bit of a rest. So he's been gone since Royal Rumble. Now we're at SummerSlam. $1 Million Man says he can bring back the Undertaker. So that's what he does. He brings back what we think is the Undertaker. Looks like the Undertaker, sort of. So, yeah, you know, he brings Undertaker back. But then Paul Bearer says that's not the real Undertaker. I'll bring back the real Undertaker at SummerSlam. So that's the story, basically. But a lot of people don't know that if Paul Bearer has got an Undertaker or what's actually happening. So, ho! Mabel, look, this is big, cuddly, friendly Mabel. Oscar dropping some bombs. Look at that big men on a mission coat as well. Throw your hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. I say, oh, there it is. I say, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, we were enjoying that the other day, weren't we? Whoop, there it is. I don't even know where that came from. Oh, Jeff Jarrett is not going to appreciate this. Jeff Jarrett is a country boy, isn't he? Good old country boy. Not going to appreciate this hippity-hoppity. Mabel having a bit of a... Ooh, yeah. Go, girlfriend. Nice. Good work by Mabel. Getting jiggy with it. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Getting jiggy with it. So here we go. We've got Oscar on the outside. Men on a mission or mom. They didn't include the A. Moam. Right. My friends. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. It was on the back of Viscera's shirt. Whoop, there it is. Was it? Was it? We did a watch along and there was definitely Whoop, there it is on something. And then we found out that that was actually a song by a group called Tag Team, which blew my mind. Against the ropes anyway. Look, I can't imagine this is going to be long. Mabel matches never were. Jeff Jarrett going against the ropes and managing to avoid all of the quick strikes. Holding on to the ropes, but gets picked up and thrown back down by Mabel. Mabel against the ropes. Jeff Jarrett over the top of Mabel. Mabel jumps over Jeff, but drops the elbow. Little bit of a yeah. Here we go. Scoop slam. Slams down Jeff Jarrett. That's Jarrett. To the outside. I mean, look, in a way, looking at Mabel now, he does look like a giant Teletubby because he is kind of largely all purple. And then he does have a bit of a screen, like a gold screen on him. So he could be like the lost Teletubby. Could you imagine that? Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, Poe, and Mabel. Can someone make that graphic? Can someone make that graphic? There's got to be someone out there that can get a picture of the Teletubbies and just drop Mabel into the scene. I'm telling you now, he is absolutely the lost Teletubby. Either that or he managed to break free and go into the World Wrestling Federation just as they were starting to get popular. Days, imagine if Bull Nakano was Asuka's manager. Oh no, Waleed. Oh Waleed, I think you've just described the greatest idea I've ever heard. I would love that. Maybe if they get Bull Nakano to be like EO's manager, because Asuka doesn't necessarily need it because she's over like Rover. But maybe to take EO to that next level. Either way, they should absolutely have Bull Nakano involved in the company. Sleeper Hole by Jeff Jarrett. Dominic's Wrestling says, I will try. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. Jody Gilly, shout out to you. Said I missed a couple of super chats. Eric Haberman with a little emoji wearing glasses. Amazing. Jody says, OMG, I just got home from work. What a day. My feet hurt. I'm exhausted. I don't think I stopped moving all day long. Sorry I'm late. No worries, dude. You're doing very important work. So shout out to you, Jody. Hope you are well, my friend. Rest up. Life of Luxury, shout out to you also. The problem I have with Super Chats is... Abe! Abe is here! Abe Knuckleball Schwartz! He was just a jobber. He was just a jobber. They never did anything with Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. But apparently, didn't baseball go on strike? And so they took the mick out of it with this guy. I don't remember him being there. Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. I think you can get a figure of him. A Jax figure of him. And also, I believe that is the Brooklyn Brawler. I think the Brooklyn Brawler was also Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. Wow. I want to see Abe again. Here we go. Oscar slapping Jeff Jarrett. So, yes, shout out to Jody. Mabel getting into the ring. Days, imagine boring Corbin in the 80s. I don't imagine him in any age, to be honest. Mabel up top. Oh! Tell you what, it's a good job Jeff Jarrett moved. It's a good job Jeff Jarrett moved there. Mabel off the middle rope, jumping down. And Jeff Jarrett moving out of the way. Jeff Jarrett is only 27 here, and Mabel is 23. Wow. Jeff Jarrett's 27. I don't know why, but Jeff Jarrett looks like he's always been about 42. Always. Like, if someone said how old's Jeff Jarrett, I would not say 27. I find that amazing. I've never thought about it, but he's always looked old. Mabel tried to jump down, do a seated senton onto Jeff, but Jeff moves out the way, manages to hook the leg, and Jeff Jarrett beats Mabel. Bum, 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 ba-da-da. Well, there we go. Very sad Mabel. A glum Mabel. Mabel chasing after... Well, I mean, you haven't got to worry too much, are you? I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to outrun Mabel. If you can't outrun Mabel... Well, there we go. Bum, 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 ba-da. Somewhere. Oh, okay. So, they're just saying that somewhere in the crowd is Leslie Nielsen. From the Naked Gun films. Yeah, check them out if you haven't seen them, but you got to be 15. They are funny. I really might put this on. I really might put this on after. Are they in here? I never put DVDs back. See? There's one missing. I've got 2 of them. I never put DVDs back. Right, who's got Naked Gun 33 1/3? Who's got that film? Look, you can see the shadow of the Undertaker. They're saying Undertaker is behind you. But he wasn't there. He wasn't there, guys. They're still looking for him. I might have to go search. I wonder if they can help me find the 3rd movie from that set. I've got a pile of DVDs that I need to sort, actually. I bet it's in that pile. I bet it's in that pile. Steve Lombardi played Brooklyn Baller and the baseball player. Yes. Yes. Days, I've got a question. Where do you get pay-per-views in the UK? WWE Network. Scott says, I've got your DVD. Well, Scott, that's absolutely fine. That's fine. I don't mind other people borrowing it. But as long as you enjoy the film and it gets returned, because at the moment, this has got no resale value. No, not that I'd sell it. I don't even know how long I've had it. When did it come out? 2005. 2005. It's 15 years ago. I was only 6 when this came out. I need to find that. Right. They're talking about the history with Bret and Owen, which obviously is a very long history. Owen basically sick of being in Bret's shadow. Then they have that incredible match. Incredible match at WrestleMania 10, which is, you know, just a few months before this. Probably would have been a lot easier if we'd watched these shows in, like, the correct order. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just going, right, should we watch some from 95? Should we now watch some from the 2000s? Should we now go back to 94? We are kind of jumping all over the place. Not on your life. All American Wrestling. Owen Hart. O.J. Simpson was in those movies a little bit before the Bronco chase. Correct. Well done. Well done, my friend. Days, you should write a book. What, like a love novel? I could do that. About me and Linda. One of those kind of steamy Joan Collins kind of novels. I can do that. If that's what you want. Now, look, Bret's wearing a T-shirt of a wrestler, and I don't know who that wrestler is. I would guess Stu Hart, his dad. That would be my guess. But I don't know. I'd be very interested to know what wrestler that was. And they're just showing us WrestleMania 10 where Owen gets the win. Yeah, shout out to Logan McMichael. Just start from the first pay-per-view, go from there. Hey, that might be quite interesting to go back to what is the earliest pay-per-view we can find, because I am aware of Showdown at Shea, which was shows that they were doing at Shea Stadium, I want to say in the late 70s. So I'm aware of like little one-off shows that they did that far back. I don't know of anything before that. The only things before Showdown at Shea that I know of are the Madison Square Garden shows. I don't know of any big cards. That would be a real interesting question. What is like the first WWE show? You can't really say pay-per-view, because I think if you say pay-per-view, it's going to be like it'll come back with like a WrestleMania or something. Because I don't think those Showdown at Shea's were pay-per-views. I don't know how they were distributed, actually. We're going down some weird and wonderful conversations here. But that's what I'm here for. Love that King of the Ring robe. Looks awesome. There we go. Owen Hart calling himself the King of Hearts. He's got Jim the Anvil next to him. I thought it was great when they put the Anvil with Owen. It made a lot of sense. That's obviously Natalia's dad. There's the old blue. That's the cage we're going to see tonight. The old blue cage. It's not like an adult cage or anything like that. I don't mean blue in that sense. Love that cage. Iconic. Days and Linda is a true love story. WrestleFest was before Mania. WrestleFest was before Mania. Was it before Mania? Was it before Mania? Was it? It might have been. Do you know what? I don't know. It's the honest answer. I don't know when WrestleFest started. They only did a few. I just remember them being on super tapes. You used to be able to get a WWF super tape and it had a whole WrestleFest on it. Dave's random question. Who do you think will be the next breakout star? The next breakout star. Well, they're saying Brandon Vink, aren't they? Brandon Vink, who I wouldn't say is really broken out. I mean, he is on Raw with Shane Thorne, but if the rumors are to be believed, Brandon Vink is going to be a massive name. The reason that he's in that tag team is to get him some exposure and start the ball rolling. So I have to go with what the rumors say. And that is that Brandon Vink is the next big thing. Right, this is it. This is it. We're already there. I think this is the co-main event. We've still got over an hour to go, and there's only 2 matches left. Guys, this is one of the greatest matches. So, we've got Stu Hart and Helen Hart. Davey Boy's there. Oh, look at that. There's a kid. Just I've never noticed that before. Just a few rows back, there's a guy dressed as Jerry the King Lawler. Stu Hart's a legend, by the way. The best wrestler will walk out of that ring. You drove Owen to this. You kept him down his whole life. Lawler for president. Here we go. Look, there's the rest of the family. Some of the rest of the family. Davey Boy on the end. Davey Boy should... Oh, go on, Davey! Look at Davey and just glasses. This is like casual Davey. That's what we've got here. You know, like when you get a Ken doll. Not that I ever had one, but if I did, and you could change his outfit. This is like fun time Davey Boy. A Jim the Anvil right behind. Look, I only just noticed Jim the Anvil Neidhart behind. I'm loving that guy dressed as Jerry the King Lawler, and he's got a Lawler for President sign. There's Jim the Anvil. Stu Hart, yeah, legend. Have you seen Dark Side of the Ring? I have, yes. Everyone's going to see who the best Heart is. This is so good. You can see, like, there's a... Look at the kid next to him. The kid's got the little replica belt and... I'm just minding my own business. This is great. I don't remember this, but watching Vince McMahon having a conversation with Jim the Anvil is really interesting. And you've got all the Hart family, British Bulldogs there. Look at that cage. You can see why they changed it. That cage looks brutal. There's nothing there that gives. It's all solid. It's all absolutely solid stuff. So you can totally understand why. Because as I said, why they changed it. There's absolutely no give in that cage. No give in that cage whatsoever. Right. We are edging forward towards the match. Let's jump into the shout out to everyone that's joining us. As we said, this is one of the all-time classic matches. It really is held in such high regard. Which isn't, a massive surprise because it's Bret. It's Owen. We're hearing from Bret right now. I have my computer open. Days Ken Dole comment was too far. Sorry. So Bret Hart just saying that he's going to prove that he's better than Owen. He says he wants Owen to understand something. I don't hate you. The problem with you is you. It's all in your head. Jealousy is a horrible thing, an ugly thing. The man behind Jim switched with his son to get into the shot, did he? That's amazing. Heel Lawler was awesome. Yes. He really rips into Stu Hart and Helen Hart, like, for a couple of years. He rips into them because he has a bit of a feud with Bret. Kind of around during this time. Lawler and Bret are in a feud, but Bret obviously has a feud with Owen as well. So there's a few, like, moving parts. But yeah, there's quite a few times where Lawler really rips into Stu and Helen. Days, I think Ricky Starks will be the surprise in the casino ladder match. Okay, that would be cool. Shout out to you, Jonathan. Chris says Davey Boy looked beautiful. Build for this is huge, isn't it? The bill, I mean, like, just think, they've spoke to people in the crowd. They're now doing interviews backstage. Do you know what I mean? Just compare that to the video package you get, and then out they come. Like, this feels so big. Huge. The one and only Bret the Hitman Hart. We are approaching the final hour here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever happened to Todd? I actually don't know. Butterspark says, love Bret and Owen. Just Owen and Bret and Taker. Well, do you know what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's brother versus brother, Taker versus Taker. nice and easy, isn't it? Brother versus brother, Taker versus Taker. Yeah, it is a bit weird to think there's only 2 matches left, but I've got to be honest, you didn't need any more. If ever you're going to give a match some time, this would be the match to give that time to, you know? Bret versus Owen. No complaints from me. Owen Hart making his way down first of all, and it's got the Owen Hart logo on the projected onto the entranceway. The entranceway, there's no Titantron, there's no screen at all. And I've got to be honest, I'm not missing it. I don't miss it. The King of Hearts. So it is just an entranceway. It's just a doorway. Owen Hart. Again, what weird timing. It's so strange. You would think that this was planned, and it absolutely is not. But Dark Side of the Ring this week just finished, and it was all about Owen Hart's tragic, accident. And here we are watching one of his greatest ever matches. And also, we've been talking a lot about The Last Dance. And this is the only time WWE have ever put on a show in the United Center in Chicago, which is where the Bulls play. The Chicago Bulls. And this is the only time they ever went there. It was meant to be this week. It was absolutely meant to be this week, this show. Right, Owen Hart making his way down. Whenever I hear the start of that music now, that screech, I straight away I think Natalia's coming. But it's not Natalia, although that would be a surprise. It is Bret the Hitman Hart. The World Wrestling Federation champion. Todd was recently announced for the Bump, but I know that you hate that show. Yeah, I hate that show. I mean, in all fairness, they do have some good interviews on there. But, yeah. I just wish it was people I knew. I don't know who those guys are. I don't know who anyone on that show is. So I don't know why I'm meant to care what they think. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're ex-football players, like American football players. I'm guessing they've got some kind of a sports background. But to me, it's just like I don't know. I don't know if they're journalists. I don't know if they're fans. I don't know who they are. They're not like ex-wrestlers or anyone that I recognize. Hitman giving his glasses to a little baby, and quite literally a baby. That baby is going to try and put them glasses in his mouth. Oh, I thought he was for a second then. I think that was a mistake. I don't think that baby is going to appreciate those glasses. I really don't. I really don't. I think he could have given them to a kid that would have appreciated them more. But boom, we're underway. Brother versus brother, and Owen hurls Bret Hart into the corner. And we are underway in one of the best matches in WWE history. I don't know if this got 5 stars from Meltzer. I equally don't care. It's right up there. And look at this, Owen shouting at the camera. Bret is nothing to me. So great seeing Owen Hart competing for the WWE Championship. I mean, I know it's not the main event tonight, but do you know what I mean? It's right up there. Big chop by Owen, headbutt by Owen as well. Atomic drop, inverted atomic drop by Bret. Against the ropes and a shoulder tackle, and Owen goes down. Now, we know this is going to have plenty of time, this match. And a rake of the eyes by Owen. Ben the Tank says, I agree. I struggle to watch it. Just have a panel of wrestlers that makes more sense. Well, look, I'm sure they're nice people. I ain't got nothing against them. There's nothing that makes me want to tune in to it. But they have been getting some good interviews recently. They had the Undertaker on. So I did see that. I think they had Bray Wyatt on there. I think like that Funhouse episode that we got recently of him working out, getting ready for Money in the Bank. I think that was on the bump. So they do have some bits on there. But anyway, let's go back to 94. We've got Bret Hart, Owen Hart. They're just showing us picture in picture of Stu and Helen. Mama Hart, Dada Hart. Leg drop by Bret. And here we go. Look, Bret. He's already starting to climb. He's already starting to try and escape, but Owen jumps up, grabs Bret, and stops him from escaping. I remember watching this, and even back then, I was cheering for Owen. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just felt for Owen. Inzaguri. And actually, all these years later, I'm still cheering for Owen. And here he goes, look, Owen. I think we all are. You know, especially after everything we know happens. I just imagine a lot of people are watching this, urging Owen to win this match. SummerSlam 1888. Oh, I'd love to have seen that. Could you imagine if it had been around back then? Incredible. Days, what do you think about streaming Hell in a Cell 2019? I've already done that. Owen down. Middle of the ring. Bret going over to the door, I think. Is the door there? I think the door's there. You can win this by going out the door or climbing over the top. The old blue cage. Has the new cage got a door in it? I really should know the answer to that. It has, hasn't it? I'm just thinking about what was the last cage match I saw. And the last cage match I saw, I believe, was Dakota Kai against Tegan Nox in NXT. And they used the door as part of the finish. So, yes, it does. Bulldog by Bret. Bret going over to the door, but Owen dragging him back to the center. But Owen actually trying to jump over Bret to get out of the door. And now Bret's trying to get out the door. He's halfway out the door. It does make for some great visuals, though. Look, now Owen's jumping over. I think they're just going to do this for an hour. And he's holding on to the rings. And then when they get pulled back, they're like, ah! And look at Owen screaming, no! No! Biting on the fingers of Bret. No! He's desperate. Every fiber of Owen's body wants to win that WWE Championship. Davey Boy watching on. Bulldog had been away for a little while. I think he'd been away for a couple of years. So this was Bulldog coming back. Here we go. Bret starting to climb. Owen going over, grabbing the leg, stopping him once more. Abe Lincoln versus Matt Hardy. SummerSlam 1860. Bret gets slammed down by Owen. Days Todd Pettingale recommended Michael Cole to Vince and then got signed. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I thought JR recommended Michael Cole. Perhaps they both did, or perhaps I'm wrong. Here we go. Owen starting to climb up. In the corner, Bret down in the middle of the ring. Go on, Owen! Go on! No! Bret, stay down! Owen is over. He's on the outside of the cage. Bret on that top rope. He is just pulling him by the hair. Dragging Owen back in. I never understood when I was watching this as a kid, if they were on the outside already, why didn't they just, like, literally dangle? Do you know what I mean? Yes, you're being held by your hair. But, I mean, even if they rip your hair out, the end result is you're the WWE champ. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's... You have to weigh up the risk and the reward. Oh, man. Missile drop kick by Owen to Bret. And a kip up. Lovely. And he... Owen, lunging, jumping onto that cage, quickly climbing up. Bret having to go after him. I really love how Owen is, like, so desperate to get over. He moves so quick. So good. Imagine a cage match featuring Bray Wyatt and he wins by teleporting. I would hate that. Here we go. Owen up top with Bret. Bret is half out, half in. And big strikes by Owen. Another one as well. Don't forget, we've got one more match after this. We got less than an hour to go. In fact, does it tell me how long we've got to go? Less than an hour. We've got less than an hour to go. Another big strike by Owen. The risk worth the reward. It's in my head now, Monica King. Since they were shouting that at me at Money in the Bank. I say it for everything. Shall I have a second dessert? I think the risk is worth the reward. Big strike by Owen. And again. So we're back into the middle of the ring. Owen's managed to get Bret back into the middle of the ring and throw in some big right hands. Big back body drop by Bret Hart. I was just going to say, go to your channel. There was a steel cage match for the Universal Championship with Drew and Fiend after Raw on November 25th. Yeah, it turned out they were all dark matches, wasn't it? At the time, I was under the impression that at least one was going to be shown on TV. But it must have just been a way to have encouraged people to have gone to the shows, you know? But we were talking earlier about the fact that the day before this show, the tag titles change hands, which is kind of crazy to think that they do it the day before. But I kind of like that. I like the fact that, yeah, the titles can change hands at any time. Because you just know if you go into a house show, you're not going to see a title change. Owen, desperate. He's holding on to the ring apron. Look at that. Bret is desperately trying to drag Owen back into the ring, and he was holding on to the ring apron. Bret, though, has got Owen across the chest, and Owen goes down, and Bret driving the elbow and the forearm into the head and the throat of Owen. Bret on his knees, going over to the corner again, trying to climb. He is starting to climb. Owen popping up, but a little bit uneasy on his feet. Goes over, grabs the ankle. Here we go. Oh, big boot by Bret. And again, Bret trying to get over the top. There's a few people on their feet in the crowd. 23,000 in attendance here. Oh, Bret getting pulled off the cage, and little Bret getting caught on the top rope. Jim the Anvil enjoyed that. Jim the Anvil's up on his feet having a few words at the rest of the Hart family. You see, Jim the Anvil has taken Owen's side. The rest of the Harts are kind of with Bret, so there's a real division within the Hart family. I wonder who Natalya was cheering for. I don't even know. Was she born? Yeah, she must have been born. She was probably very young, though. Maybe she was about 7, 6, something like that at this age. I don't know. But was she cheering for Uncle Bret or Uncle Owen? That's what I want to know. Oh, Davey Boy was jumping up there as well. Come on! Vince says British Bulldog cheering on, we think, Bret. Both guys are down. Which way is it going to go? How many matches left? Just one after this. Natalya was 12. Was she? Wow. What, in 94? Wow. Well, I'd still like to know who she was cheering for. Perhaps she was like typical girl, you know, typical young girl, just wanted everyone to be happy. That's what you tend to find with girls. They're like, I want them both to win. I want it to be a draw. Whereas I was like, come on, Owen! Come on, Owen! 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 King of Hearts! King of Hearts! King of Hearts! Bret trying to put Owen away, but couldn't do it. As a result, he's down in the middle of the ring, and now Owen is starting to climb. Jerry Lawler shouting, new champion, but Bret has popped up, just grabbing that leg before Owen could fully get over to the other side. So far, this has just been a lot of escaping attempts. Like, there's not been a great deal of wrestling. There, love that spot. That's exactly what... Why don't they just let their feet go and try and dangle? And that's exactly what Owen has done there. That's exactly what Owen has done. Owen has just tried to dangle, but Bret had him by the head. And so Owen couldn't drop down. Bret gets him back into the ring, slams him down. Nothing can stop Bret. Bret climbing up. The crowd on their feet. The crowd really behind the Hitman. Owen grabbing the leg. Grabbing the leg. Didn't want Christmas to be awkward. Yeah, imagine Christmas. I just imagine Christmas was just awkward in the Hart household anyway. There's always drama going on. Nice Samoan drop by Owen Hart. So Bret's down in the middle of the ring, but so is Owen. These two have already been wrestling for a good little while. Owen. Back up now, starting to climb. Is there one more match? Yes. Undertaker versus Undertaker. Chris Payne says, if Shawn is Mr. WrestleMania, Bret has got to be Mr. SummerSlam. That's a really good shout, you know. That's a really good shout. Think about Bret versus Mr. Perfect, Bret versus the British Bulldog, Bret versus Owen Hart. Was it Bret Undertaker at 97? I think you've called that, you know. Face first into that unforgiving steel cage. Here we go. Bret on his knees. One more go. Going over to the corner. Sucking in the air. People starting to get up, starting to believe, starting to cheer. But Owen popping up again. Bret's got one leg over. Bret's got two legs over. Owen grabs the hair of Bret, though. Just desperate to stop him. King of Hearts has managed to drag him back in. Dace, do you think they'll ever do Funhouse Brave versus Fiend? I mean, they could, but it would have to be that someone was being the Fiend, if that makes sense. Because, of course, both... Unless the Fiend is Bray's darkness, so I don't see a way that Bray's darkness can go to someone else, because that would be their darkness. So someone could have their own version of the Fiend, but I wouldn't want it to be the same. The only thing I can think is if someone pretends they're the Fiend, you know. And then Funhouse Bray says, you're not the Fiend. And I'm going to beat you to prove it. So, yes, you could do it. Funhouse Bray versus the Fiend, but it's actually a fake Fiend. Which is the same as what we've got here, you know. Undertaker versus Undertaker, but it's actually a fake Undertaker. I'd love that story, actually. I think kids would love it. I loved Undertaker. So I think kids would love Fiend versus Fiend. Coaster Maniacs says, I'm the real Coaster. I sent 50 in earlier. Any doubts? DM me on Twitter. I just got here. I haven't been here since the 50. Jamie says, Days, Dr. Britt Baker has suffered an injury and is out for a few months. No way. They did say that. I saw an article earlier saying that she looked a little bit off. Apparently Nyla Rose, there was something between her and Nyla Rose. I don't know if Nyla Rose just caught Britt Baker on AEW last night. I don't know what that's going to mean for the Britt Baker Chris Statlander match. They're going to have to change that around now, aren't they? That's a shame. That's a shame. I thought Chris Statlander was going to be winning that anyway, so I think whoever replaces Britt Baker, it doesn't change my prediction. Right, this match is still rumbling along. Bret Hart going over to the door. Owen grabbing the leg of the Hitman. The Hitman desperate to try and get out, trying to kick at the head of Owen. He's desperately trying. Really is walloping Owen in the face. Look, he's... Can't do it. Has to get back in and start really firing in some quick right hands. And again, look, he's 90% out. There's just a leg. But he can't get out. Owen is still clinging on to Bret for dear life. I mean, this is an absolute brawl, isn't it? These two are really going at it. This is an okay match. I think it's a good match. The only downside of this match is the majority of it is the both of them trying to escape. Like, there's not loads of wrestling. Slingshot into the cage. There's not loads of wrestling. There's just loads of, right, Bret trying to get out the cage. Owen trying to get out the cage. Then they're trying to get to the door. It's been so many attempts. It's a really great match. if you don't know the result. But if you know the result, then it takes a lot away. This is a hard match to go back and watch if you know the result. Because again, imagine it. Look at Owen. That's a great shot. That's a great shot. Bret going for the door. Owen, the other side of the ring, has to like leap over. Like something the $6 million man would do. Something like Tarzan. Grabs the legs of Bret and again, just fingertips manages to get him. Drag him back in. Into the corner goes Bret. So these two really, really throwing each other around. Bret did a fantastic job of getting Owen over as a legit heel. Statlander versus Ford. Penelope Ford. To be fair, they did all their wrestling at WrestleMania. This is all about the story, and they are wrestling it based off the rules of the match. Oh, yeah, I'm not critical of it. I'm not critical of it. I'm just saying that I think that you don't get the impact of this match because this match is a lot of who's going to win. Like, oh, Bret's climbing now. Is Bret about to... Oh, no, yeah. Is Owen about to... Owen's at the door. Oh, Owen's going to make it. We're going to get... And I think you obviously lose that when you know who's won. So for me, the WrestleMania match is a better match because you can watch it and appreciate the wrestling, the transitions, the reversals, the little nuances that are in that match. You don't get so much of that in this. Oh, Bret climbing. Bret climbing up and Owen tried to get up, but Owen falls back down. Manages to get back up again. And here we go. Look, Owen managing to stop Bret one more time. He's got Bret upside down and firing some shots. The Hitman is upside down right now. And Owen is dragging him into the ring. Against ropes goes Bret. Nice. Spinning kick by Owen. The crowd loves it, says Butterspark. And so they should. So they should. I love those strong Irish whips. They're kind of a signature move of Hitman matches, aren't they? When he went in the corner there, I expected him to take it chest first. But yeah, he did actually turn and his back went into the turnbuckles that time. But Bret going chest first into the turnbuckles is something is a signature move, if you will, that he tends to take. Okay, Hitman down. How long have we got? We've got, I want to say 40 odd minutes. Only 40 odd minutes left of this, guys. And we've still got a pretty long entrance. We've got the whole backstory as to Undertaker. A brilliant entrance. One of my favorite entrances. I love the entrance for when Paul Bearer brings his Undertaker back. I love it. It's one of the best entrances. So we've still got that to come. And then we've got the match Undertaker. So we've got to fit all that in. And of course, we've still got the conclusion of this. So still quite a bit to shoehorn into just over 40 minutes. Both guys elbow to the midsection on the top. Big right hand by Owen. Another right hand by Owen. Owen just standing on that top rope. Quite comfortable. Everyone who's joining us, Daze, did you give me a shout out yet? I always shout out everyone who's joining us. Shout out to everyone who's joining us. I do love that. Very funny. Oh, Oh, Owen is down. Owen is down. Here we go. Bret taking this opportunity to climb over the top. Owen jumping up, grabbing the knee pad of the Hitman. Dragging Bret back in by the knee pad. Oh, uppercut, European uppercut. Grabbing Bret. And another one. Daze, this is an important question. How are you going to call Taker when they are both called Taker? Which one are you calling number 1 and which are you calling number 2? Not doing it that way. If you have seen this match before, then you will know that we are about to see grey Undertaker and purple Undertaker. Not Undertaker 1 and Undertaker 2. These aren't bananas in pajamas. These are, you've got the original grey gloves, grey boot coverings Undertaker. The original Undertaker. But then the Undertaker that Paul Bearer brings back is slightly different. He comes back with purple. What? Purple gloves and purple boot coverings. So don't you worry about confusion. Davey Boy on his feet as Owen is starting to climb up and over the top. Hitman going right after him. Stopping Owen. Looking for a superplex from the very top. Oh, huge! Look at that huge superplex right from the top. That took so much out of both men, says Vince McMahon. We were talking about this the other day. Vince McMahon, as a commentator, that's all we knew him as. So when it turned out that he was the owner, blew our minds. Blew our minds. Okay, Bret, Owen, both down. Hitman desperately trying to get up. Owen still down. Bret the first to move. We've got to be getting towards the end of this. We've got to be getting towards the end of this. Hitman going for the door being open. Owen not moving. Owen lying there completely. Oh, he's moving now. He's moving now. The Hitman edging his way over. People are on their feet. People very much believing this could be the end. This match been going on for quite a while now. And Owen dragging Bret back in. Not quite that time. Looking for a sharpshooter. Quickly trying to put it on. Just got to turn him round and he does. Owen Hart has got the sharpshooter on Bret. It's nicely applied as well. Nicely applied. So he's got the sharpshooter on so that Bret can't climb out. But Bret, of course, knows the escape to the sharpshooter. He knows how to get out of it. That's by taking away that leg. That's the secret. That's how you get out the hold. And that's how you can reverse it. And that's what he does. Bret puts the sharpshooter onto Owen. There is no submission. Owen is tapping, but there's no submission. Bret lets it go. He thinks the story was good, but the match doesn't quite work. Bret down, Owen down. Evil Taker was Brian Lee, who was later known in WWE as Chains. Yes, Brian Lee coming from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And he was brought in. Right, here we go. Owen. Owen climbing up. Got to be towards the end now. We've got to be towards the end. Owen is over. Oh, he's over. And Bret's starting to go over. Owen just needs to jump down. Owen is over and Bret is over. They're now both over. It's now about who can hit the ground first. Both guys are over. Owen trying to slam Bret face first in. Owen goes face first. He gets tangled in the cage. Oh, Bret wins.
Maniacs is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. This was such a great match. I can't wait for the Undertaker versus Undertaker though.
Jim the Anvil's jumped over the railings. Jim the Anvil. Oh, fun fact. Jim the Anvil just knocks Davey Boy over the railings. Diana goes over the railings as well. Jim the Anvil is now choking Bret the Hitman. Fun fact. Diana, I don't believe, was meant to go over the railings there. Jim the Anvil was meant to clothesline Davey Boy, but I'm not sure that Diana was meant to go as well. I think she was aware she was going to. I don't think it was a complete botch. But I don't think that's what had been discussed with Bret and Owen. And here we go. Look, Jim the Anvil is trying to lock himself inside the cage. Owen now beating up on Bret. Jim's having trouble here, tying up this chain. So Jim the Anvil Neidhart has locked the door. Davey Boy trying to climb up the side of the cage. In fact, the Hart brothers are. Then Bruce is trying to climb up as well. So look, you can see some of the Hart brothers trying to climb up. The Hart family was huge. I mean, the Hart family had its own wrestling promotion in Canada. I'm not sure if it was still around at this time, but Stampede Wrestling in Canada was owned by the Harts. It was run by Stu Hart, and that's how Bret, broke into the business, and how all of these broke into the business. So you've got Jim the Anvil. This is great. I mean, look at Jim the Anvil beating up on Bret Hart. These two were at the Hart Foundation together. These two are one of the greatest tag teams in the history of tag team wrestling. So watching Jim the Anvil beating up on Bret Hart. Very cool. And they're still trying to get through the door and they can't. And look at Dave. Davey is an absolute beast, isn't he? Look at Davey Boy. That's no way all that is natural. No way all of that is natural. He's on something. He's taking Blue Chew or something. Owen goes down. Davey Boy with a big right hand. And Owen cutting his losses. Owen jumping out of the cage. Davey's managed to get in. Jim the Anvil's trying to escape. This is a mess. I forgot about this. It's a great mess, in all fairness. Now they've got bolt cutters. Bolt cutters so they can try and get in there. Owen losing the match. But still walking away with a ton of heat. Great. Davey only took the purest cocaine. Right, well, there we go. Don't forget about the dungeon. Good shout. The Hart family dungeon where Stu would train wrestlers and there'd be screams late into the night. Well, that's the end of that. Bret Hart victorious. Todd Pettingale trying to catch up with Owen. I don't owe you anything. The only one they ever cared about was Bret. I should be the winner. Bulldogs, stay out of it. Hitman. There's the British Bulldog. There's Davey. Did we ever get Bret Hart and Davey Boy versus Owen and Jim the Anvil? We must have. I can't remember it, but we must have. I can't remember that as a tag match, but it would. If Teddy Long was there right now, that match would be next. Player. There we go. End of that. And we are moving on. Jerry says, I know who's going to win. The Undertaker. Yes. I agree with James Chadwick. Riddle and Thatcher should be a Lion's Den match. Thanksgiving Eve. Full body contact. High-speed collisions. Bone-crunching hits. Survivor Series. I love these ads. Bob Backlund. No penalties for personal fouls or illegal use of hands. Survivor Series live Thanksgiving Eve. We'll provide the stuffing and the squash. You can just see bits of Cage being carried away. It's kind of fun, isn't it? This is before they would raise and lower it from the ceiling. Undertaker. Did Stampede compete with International in Canada? I don't know what's International. I'm not heard of International. Stampede is the, I think, only Canadian promotion I've heard from back in the day. So, just seeing from Royal Rumble. So back at Royal Rumble, Undertaker versus Yokozuna. All the superstars help Yoko win. Undertaker goes into that casket. I remember, even as a kid, I thought this bit was weird. I will not rest in peace on the Titantron. And then you see this shadowy figure like... I remember that being a bit weird. I think they definitely went too far with this bit. And there you can see the image of the Undertaker just going up off the Titantron. But actually, you can see something or someone that's actually above the Titantron as well. I love these people in shops. Undertaker? Yeah, I saw the Undertaker. He bought some mincemeat in here last week. Did you see the Undertaker? She saw the Undertaker on the slide. Whee! Did you see the man that was just in our little... That was the Undertaker. Yeah, he just bought a candlestick. Even the $1 Million Man saw the Undertaker. International Wrestling was the promotion that Dino owned. Thank you for the knowledge, my friend. So Paul Bearer says, if I can't get the Undertaker, you can't get the Undertaker. But then here we go on the Heartbreak Hotel, which was Shawn Michaels' little segment. Look at that. Look at that bed. Do you think it's comfortable to have a bed that's like on a slope? I've never actually thought if that's a good or a bad idea. I feel like it's a bad idea. But anyway, $1 Million Man said he had the Undertaker, and look at this. Undertaker back, but with the $1 Million Man. Look, and Paul Bearer's like, comes out as a look. Is that the Undertaker? Paul Bearer. Ooh, my Undertaker is here. This is my youth. This is all I used to do. Paul Bearer calling over the $1 Million Man's Undertaker. And here we go, look. Undertaker sees the money. And here we go, Paul Bearer now. That he doesn't think that's the real Undertaker now. Real Undertaker isn't motivated by money. I love this. I love this story. It's such a... It makes sense. So here we go, Paul Bearer. Look at this. Oh no, Paul Bearer's in trouble, guys. Paul Bearer's in trouble. Where's your Undertaker now? And then the lights start to flicker. Oh. Can you imagine the goosebumps? Lights start flickering. Lights go out. Yes! My Undertaker is here! And then last weekend, Ted DiBiase. Oh, so good, so good, so good. Bring whatever demon it is that you have. Undertaker, Undertaker. Brilliant. Brilliant story. Really well executed. Ha ha ha! Here we go. $1 Million Man making his way down with his Undertaker. We haven't seen any other Undertaker. This is the only Undertaker that we've seen. So $1 Million Man making his way down. Sean says, what was Paul Bearer thinking when he found out it was going to be Undertaker, Undertaker? We're going to need a bigger urn. Yeah. Yeah, the urn he brings out is huge, isn't it? But you see why in a minute. Undertaker. So here we go, the chimes, the Undertaker music. And here he is. Look, I mean, you look at him now and you go, that's not the Undertaker. You look at him now and you go, yeah, that looks nothing like him. But I'm telling you, as a kid, I was like, well, that's the Undertaker. So what's Paul Bearer got? Slowly, Undertaker making his way down. That shot looks really good where they're looking up like that. That shot looks great. Jerry Lawler says that one right there, that is the Undertaker. Not sure why. No, I'm not seeing any issue. Hopefully it corrects for people. Right, here we go. Undertaker in grey, in the darkness, just a spotlight. Bring in the lights up. So, seems to have control of the lights. $1 Million Man in the ring. Loving life. An Undertaker. So what's Paul Bearer got, guys? Okay. Do, 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 do. You can see the water is absolutely drenched in water. Oh no. The Fink saying, and now with Paul Bearer, the one, the only, the Undertaker. So everyone looking to see what Paul Bearer's got. Lights go out. You hear the music again. But this time, here's Paul Bearer. I love this. I love everything about this. Because he looks over to the side. What's he looking at? And he gestures. Calls. And here comes a double wide. Double deep. Casket. With some druids. Coast Maniacs, shout out to you. I think it's all right. Look at that casket. That must be in the warehouse somewhere. Picture of the Undertaker. Says rest in peace on the top. All black. Guy reaching over, tapping on the top of it. These druids. I wonder who those druids were. I wonder if they turned out to be like the Hardy Boys or something. That would be cool to know. Probably no one, but they're bringing it down. What is going to be inside? What is going to be inside? Double wide. Double deep. So good. So good. So good. So good. Famous KJ Carter, shout out to you. WWE Inside Access Wrestling. Dalton, shout out to you as well. So here we go, look. Are you ready? It's opening. Smoke. Vince says, here he comes. Paul reaches in. And gets an urn. A big urn. And Jerry says, is that the Undertaker, McMahon? He's got this big urn. And Vince McMahon says, we were expecting the Undertaker. And Jerry Lawler says, does Paul Bearer expect the urn to fight the Undertaker? What is going on? What's going on, guys? Lights go out again. Paul Bearer with his big urn. Opening in the lid. Oh, there's a big light that shoots out. A light beaming out of the urn. The spirit of the Undertaker. Thunder, lightning. Oh. Lights are flashing. There's a light coming out of that urn. You can hear the thunder. People cheering. Pallbearer. And there is the silhouette in the entranceway. Oh. And it moves. What a moment. Brilliant. So good. I used to think this was so cool. It still is. It really is. The entrances are longer than the match. It's perfect. For him to be away that long, you know, he'd been away for, I don't know, what, 6, 7 months? Something like that. And the Undertaker making his way down. And Pallbearer nodding. Jerry Lawler says he's speechless. That light still beams. It's a bright light. It's incredible light. Jerry Lawler says, listen to all of these idiots. They are going nuts. And you can see the purple on his gloves, on his boot coverings, and also just on the little flap that goes over the pocket. I'm going to call it a pocket flap. I love the face of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. It's nice. I was always a fan of the grey, but and I was never a big fan of the purple, if I'm being honest. But it looks quite nice here. They are both doing everything at the exact same time. Taking their hats off at the same time. Taking the jackets at the same time. Everything at the same time. So good. And we're about to find out which one is the real one. I mean, now you see them both. It's clear as day. Do you know what I mean? It's like Undertaker and a bad cosplayer. But in all fairness, when he's making his way out, he looks very good. But it's just when you put him in there against the real deal. Days Chapter 3 is Sunday. What a goat. What a great moment. Love that. Honestly, just for those entrances, just for the backstory and seeing how they bring the Undertaker back. You can see just a slight difference in height. Purple Undertaker, real Undertaker and fake Undertaker. Let's go that way, shall we? Real Undertaker has fake Undertaker against the ropes. Shoulder charge, and they are face to face. I mean, the whole thing about this is it's got nothing to do with the match. I mean, how long's left? It's 10 minutes. There's 10 minutes left. I mean, this was never about the match. I don't think there was plans to do like a lengthy program with these two or anything like that. I think it really was just a vehicle to bring the Undertaker back. So I don't think there was any plans to do anything major. Okay, MTS, thank you for the update. Bring it, you foot troll. What? But Spark says, I love the purple. You should do Undertaker's Last Ride. It's been a great show, but it's not an easy thing to do a watch-along for because you have to pay so much attention. You have to listen. You know, the great thing about doing the watch-alongs for wrestling is that you can talk about the moves and maybe some of the psychology and, you know, things like that. But when you're having to, like, sit and listen to what's being said, it does make it a little tricky. Real Undertaker in control right now. It's got fake Undertaker by the throat. And he hurls him up over the top. And he goes to the outside on his knees. Dave's one cool match would have been Kane and Taker versus fake Taker and fake Kane. Yeah, they could have done that. I mean, obviously Kane wouldn't be around for another 3 years. We're still a little way away from Kane at this point. Oh, here we go. Over the top rope. So, fake Taker getting into the ring. Big right hand. And another one to the throat. Jerry Lawler says, come on, Undertaker. Fake Taker going up top. Fake Taker going old school. But real Taker not allowing him. And hurls him across the ring. So there we go. Oh, fake Taker sitting up. Kick to the midsection. They did the tattoos good on the fake Taker. Yeah, I think he had to literally have them all drawn on and everything. It's real Taker that's walking. That top rope goes pretty much to the middle. Oh, comes crashing down. It's very impressive. Face first. As we said, the match itself isn't great. It's quite slow, a little bit plodding. But it was never about that. It was never about him having an incredible match. Here we go. Real Taker. Sloppy. Again, to the throat. Zycamy, shout out to you. Chizer05 says, it annoyed me this was the main event over Bret and Owen. Yeah. I suppose the championship should always be top. Such a big entrance, though. It's such a big spectacle, you know? Hard for Bret and Owen to follow. I think they could have followed this match. But I suppose the data and everything must have suggested that people were more into the Undertaker storyline at that time or something. I don't know. Against the ropes. Real Undertaker goes over the top rope because fake Taker ducks out the way. So, real Taker on his knees outside the ring gets driven into the ring post. Not too much longer left. We've got about 5 minutes or so. I've only just noticed as well, it says Undertaker on the side of that casket, and it's got the purple. That's quite interesting. It's got the purple hand, and it says the Undertaker. So, if you actually saw that being brought down, and you saw on the side a purple glove, then you might have just had a few moments' notice as to what was coming. I wonder if anyone noticed. I wonder if anyone noticed before Purple Undertaker came out that it had a purple glove on the side of that casket. Fake Taker in complete control here. Some big, big right hands. And Purple Taker, Real Taker. Oh, it's frustrating, Fake Taker, though. He's eating these shots and he can't get him down. Against the ropes goes Fake Taker. Ducks underneath. Looking for a choke slam. Picks up the Real Taker. Choke slams him down. Yeah. Oh. And he sits up. The real Undertaker sits up. Fake Taker scoops up. Looking for a tombstone. He's going to try and tombstone. Taker hits it. Fake Taker tombstones Real Taker. And Real Taker still down. And then he sits up. He really milks it, doesn't he? He really milks it. Takes a little while for him to sit back up. And he's going for another tombstone. But it's getting reversed. There we go. It's reversed. The Real Taker, boom, actually jumps into it. Doesn't just drop down, but actually jumps into the air. And again, you've got that look of concern on the face of the $1 Million Man. We are very, very quickly running out of time here. Just minutes to go. Here we go. One more by the Real Taker. Done. Jerry Lawler says, wave some money. Because Fake Taker is down. He's not responding. He's not sitting up. Can I take a guess who is the real coaster? Oh, yeah. We've got Undertaker and Fake Taker. We got Coaster and Fake Coaster. We've basically got the 2020 equivalent of Undertaker. And it's done. One more tombstone by the Real Taker. Match is over. Very slow. Not really nothing to it. As we said, just a way of bringing back Undertaker from all that time away. Quite a compelling build. And Undertaker is done. $1 Million Man runs away. As those druids come back down. I don't believe we see Fake Taker again. I think this is it. And that casket getting opened. That coffin being opened. And they dump the Fake Taker inside. So exciting, though. I mean, if you're a kid and you go to school the next day after this, you'll be like, oh, did you see SummerSlam last night? No. What happened with Undertaker? Oh. Get this, there was druids. There was a casket. Undertaker came back. You get purple now. It's purple. And Paul Bearer's one beat Ted DiBiase. Oh, that's amazing. What happened with Bret and Owen? Oh, so good. What happened with Bull Nakano? Well, quite a few talking points. So good. Loved it. Many congratulations, Stephen, who says his wife gave birth today. Ted DiBiase was the Bobby Heenan of the early 90s, had his nose in everyone's business. Oh, we are going over to the Macho Man. So, as we said, this is the Macho Man's last WWE pay-per-view appearance. Simple, real, fake, can kiss my... So, Macho Man in the entranceway. as pallbearer. I don't remember this bit. So they open up the... They open up the casket backstage and there's nothing in there. I don't remember this. I don't remember this at all. The case is closed. The case is closed. And that's it. That is the end of SummerSlam 94. Willie, shout out to you, my friend. I bet $100 Undertaker was going to win. Amazing. Did he ever cash in the briefcase? Yeah, little did he know that actually that was a contract for a championship opportunity. That means that Leslie Nielsen has still got that opportunity if he wants to cash it in. What a show. Oh, man. I loved it. Oh, I've only just noticed that. That's horrible. Need to get that sorted. The way that the top of that is dancing around. It's because the green screen reflects off this sofa because it's kind of like a shiny sofa. So that's why it does that. If I've got a shirt, I've got a shirt here, actually. That's better. Right, yes. So maybe I'll just leave that there for Evs. Get your scores in. What did you think of that show? I mean, I don't think it was perfect by any means. I think that there was a few matches in there, like, you know, Jeff Jarrett versus Mabel. I do think Bret Owen is a bit long. I'm not going to lie. I do think it's a bit long. You could probably shave a good 10 minutes off it. But I mean, it's still a great match. The Undertaker match isn't brilliant, but I do love the entrances. Alundra Blaze, Bull Nakano. I know I keep going on about it, but so good. It's so good. It's such a great match. So I absolutely love that. I do think Head Shrinker's Bam Bam IRS didn't really have a purpose. I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? 10, 7.75, 5.6, says Eric Haberman. 7, 8, 8, 8.25, 8. Shout out to JCW. 9, says Dave in real life. I'm going to stop this clock. Ain't gonna stop me now. I'm going to say that was an 8. An 8. I'm going to give it an 8. I can see a lot of 7s and 7.75s and 8s. And I'll go... Oh, I didn't want to do that. I will go with the 8. There we go. I love that, says Thor. Oh, I'm pleased you enjoyed it, my friend. I am pleased that you enjoyed it. I love these old pay-per-views. I really do. Every early night is Bret match is 90 minutes at least. Yeah, it was long. I mean, look, it's not a big criticism. I just think, you know, going back and watching, I think the majority of that match, because I haven't seen that match in a while, the majority is them trying to do it to escape, which, as I said, I don't think ages as well when you know, if you watch it not knowing who's going to win, great match, brilliant match, you know what I mean? But when you do know, then all those close escapes don't quite have the same drama. I suppose that could be said for most matches, but especially with that one, because it reduces like the wrestling that's in the match. It's just people trying to climb over a cage or get out of a door for half an hour. But still, no denying, brilliant match. So yeah, there was some great stuff, but a few little things in there that I would say just stop it from being like a 10 out of 10, you know? So. I just woke up, says Human Detox. Days, your couch just moved. It's so... This whole stream is unpredictable, my friend. You never know what's going to happen next. So, I think that's it, guys. I think we are done. We've been streaming for just over 3 hours. So, I think we're definitely done. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what we'll be doing next week. We'll establish that on Sunday. So we'll figure out what we're watching next Thursday on Sunday. Of course, we are back tomorrow for Smackdown. So you can join us again tomorrow for that. So, yeah, we're done. Appreciate everyone joining us. Hope you have a good evening wherever you are. And hopefully see you again next time.